The mayor of New York calls on protesters to stop until the funerals for two slain officers are over. This afternoon, Mayor Bill de Blasio and Police Commissioner Bill Bratton visited the homes of the officers. They were both shot in the head Saturday while they sat inside their patrol car. The gunman later took his own life in a nearby subway station.
So I think it's important that regardless of people's viewpoints, that everyone recognize it's a time to step back and just focus on these families. I think it's a time for everyone to put aside political debates, put aside protests, put aside all of the things that we will talk about in due time.
Now, the mayor is under fire from police unions who blame him, claiming he does not support police. Fox 4's Sean Rabb joins us now to talk about how officers everywhere are on high alert after this weekend. Sean.
Heather, across the country, some departments, many police unions putting out directives to officers. Don't get into confrontations. Watch your back. Make sure you're not outnumbered. That same kind of information coming from the Dallas Police Association to officers today, and another local police union wanting DPD to make at least a temporary policy change. Dallas Police needs to make changes to keep officers safe, so says the head of the Dallas Fraternal Order of Police.
As policy, I think the chiefs, we need to put everybody two-man until things start calming down.
FOP President Richard Todd says after the ambush of officers in Brooklyn Saturday,
officers don't need to be out there running around by themselves. You need to have somebody watching your back until this whole thing calms down.
No justice, no peace.
Dallas, like other cities, seen protests and demonstrations since a grand jury no-billed a Ferguson, Missouri police officer in the shooting death of unarmed black teenager Michael Brown.
We do not condone this.
Protest organizer Dominique Alexander stood while police listening to say local groups condemn what happened in New York, adding, killing cops hurts their cause.
We cannot address these issues with violence. We cannot address these issues by inflicting pain on the people that we spend our taxpayer dollars to protect us.
You have to be aware when you holler fire in a movie theater what it's going to do. And what they did, they created the panic that's happening in public safety today.
Dallas Police Association putting out tips to officers, helping them avoid dangerous situations. Don't do paperwork parked in your squad car in dark areas. Be careful as you stop at intersections to avoid an ambush. Wait for backup at crime scenes. Remember you're a target even off duty, and be suspicious of any driver following you.
Response times might go up, call loads might back up, but that's not our responsibility. Our responsibility is to the citizen we're handling that call for, to do it as safely as possible for them and the officers.
Now tonight, Dallas Police say they do have the request from the Fraternal Order of Police that at least a temporary policy change be made requiring 2 officers in each squad car until the current storm passes, but as yet no decision's been made. We checked with Fort Worth Police. They tell us they're not putting officers on high alert, adding that current national events, Heather, simply serve as a reminder to always stay alert.
Sure. All right, Sean, the DPA is telling officers those safety tips that they need to use. And in some situations, that could mean that response time goes up in the interest of officer safety. So
Sure.
Let's go again through those safety tips that officers are going to need to be aware of.
Okay, let's put them up on the screen now. The DPA says these tips could mean the difference between life and death. First of all, don't do paperwork in parked areas. Oftentimes, cops sit in their cars and fill out reports. Don't do that. Watch for being a target. This is important because these 2 officers were sitting in their squad car, kind of just minding their business, and suddenly they were fired on. Be suspicious of any driver following you for a long distance because perhaps they're trying to find a way to attack you. One of the things that's interesting, as officers approach intersections, they were told to pay careful attention of someone stepping off the curb in front of them to ambush them at an intersection, at a red light. Remember, officers are targets even when they're off duty. So in other words, they're saying make sure you always have a gun on you, even in plain clothes, off duty, at the supermarket, or Christmas shopping these last couple of days, because some folk out there will remember you from incidents in the past and you want to protect yourself. What Ron Pinkston said to me today, he says he's been in police work 30 years. He says he's never seen a time like this when tensions were so high. And he agreed, Heather, with what the commissioner in New York said today.